Good morning, good morning, good morning. My name is Lou Ann, and welcome to my kitchen. That coffee's a brewing. And of course, you know there's some sweet iced tea in that ice box. Well, today's video is part of Cast Iron Fest, and I'm going to call it Chili Fest as well, which is the other me on Blackberry Rock Homestead. Hopefully my cast iron pan pot is big enough. It is a Dutch oven. I don't know what size it is, but we're going to do some canning today. I'm going to can Venison Carne. I've never made this, so we'll see how it goes. So let's turn the camera around and let's start the cooking. So I got about 2 tablespoons of bacon fat. That's what I'm using. So we're going to get this melted on in here in my Dutch oven, a cast iron Dutch oven. And this is meant to cook in the house, not outside, but you could use it because it does have a handle. So we're going to get this melted, let this cast iron pan warm up before we put our venison in there. So now that our grease is hot, I need to add about 8 pounds. We're going to brown, but not cook thoroughly, 8 pounds of venison that I've cut into pieces, chunks. So, and I may be canning more than just this. We'll just have to wait to see. And I'm eyeballing the venison, just an FYI. How much 8 pounds is. I'm guessing, estimating, so I think that's 8 pounds. I do have more that I'm going to be doing, so I may extend the cast iron fest until the first week in November, because I really haven't done a whole lot what I wanted to do using cast iron, but hey, that's okay. And I know the Old Ways Garden and Prepping, she does have a where she's refurbishing, which I haven't added that to the playlist, but I'm going to be working on that probably next week, adding everything on there. And I apologize for not doing that. So we need to get this browned a little bit before we add our other ingredients. So now, basically, we're going to add the rest of the ingredients according to what it says. I need to rearrange here. I'm going to add about 3.5 tablespoons of chili powder, 2 tablespoons of cumin, and I am adding a little bit of smoked paprika to this. So I'm going to add that. I'm going to let the spices cook a little bit, just because. So now we're going to add 4 cups of cooked onions and about 1/3 a cup of garlic, which I kind of estimated on. So to this pot, get that all cooked together. Yum. Adding 10 cups of broth, which I'm going to have to. I don't have 10 cups of broth, so we're going to add that to that. And then that's about 4 cups. I may not be able to add 10 cups of broth in here. So I'm going to add probably another cup, another 2 cups to this, and then we're going to let it boil for 5 minutes before we add it to our clean, sterilized jars. So the next step, I got them in the jars. The next step is to kind of get all the bubbles out. Of course, while I washed them, I made sure there was no chips, because these will be pressure canned, so we cannot have any chips whatsoever. So the next step is I wiped all the rims with vinegar. And of course we need our jars rings on, finger tight. So then we're going to put it in the pressure canner and then put the lid on. So all the jars are in there. Now I got to wait for steam to come through here regularly for 10 minutes. Then we're going to put the weight on. And of course the rest of this is due to your altitude. My altitude, I do believe, is 10 pounds of pressure. But be sure to check for your altitude.